Ciaran Mc Ivor here with Boxing Bants. I'm here with Gary the Diva Cully.
Yeah.
Are you still keeping that name, yeah?
Yeah, that's stuck now, yeah. That's for my career now, yeah.
I asked Sean there a couple of weeks ago, I was like, where did it come from? He has no idea where it came
Sean
from.
Turner?
Yeah.
It was Lee Eaton. I had a bit of a joke, one of my fights, we were staying in the Europa and I said to him, I think he wanted me to stay with me coach. He booked a double room and I said I wanted my own room, and then he started calling me a diva. Then he got me a different room, and then I said, here, there's no walk-in wardrobe in this room. So just a bit of a laugh, but then it stuck. So I think I am a bit of a diva as well. I like things done right. So
I didn't think so because it was fairly easy making this interview. Like, so I was like, I don't know why he's getting that.
Yeah, well, I like pink as well, so that helps it as well. Pink makes me look well. So
you fought in Glasgow, didn't you? And that's what you wore. You wore the pink. And,
I fought in Belfast.
Belfast, sorry.
Yeah, the last Belfast guy.
And you had the diva.
That was my first time.
Yeah,
that was the first time I was here. But I think it looked well.
Yeah. The first time I actually saw you fight was the 10th of February. It was Danger in the Devon.
Oh, that was my third fight. I fought Palola.
Yeah.
Hungarian guy, yeah.
You in the red and black that night, yeah. And then Luke was fighting as well.
It was Luke's first fight with Pete. He drew with that.
Adam Jones.
Yeah, that tough.
Very tough. Very
Yeah.
tough. And then Deco was fighting that night as well. He was fighting 4-rounder against.
I remember that Sean Turner fought that night too, did he? No, Sean Turner fought my debut. We did. We fought twice in the Devonish. Yeah. Sean Turner fought him, and then we had a good little spot. Yeah.
So how are you finding the pro game now? Like, obviously at this stage in your career, you're only this is going to be your 8th fight now. So how do you feel you're coping with all the fights coming very quickly, just building up?
Yeah, good. I remember when I first turned, I said I made a comment to IrishBoxing.com in an interview that they were saying about transition to the pros, and I said you can either fight or you can't. But nearly 2 years into it now, I realised how wrong I was there, because the difference between the fighter I am now to the fighter I was 2 years ago is massive. Pete says to me, look back every 6 months and think the fighter I was 6 months ago, it wouldn't last 6 rounds of the fighter I am now. Do you know what I mean? So it's just been a lot of there has been a good transition. It's been a lot of strength, endurance, a lot of maturing into my weight. I was a lightweight as an amateur since I'm lightweight since I'm 17, 60 kilos as an amateur, and then I decided to campaign at lightweight in the pros as well, so that gave me an extra kilo and a half, 61.5. But I'm still growing into the weight. I'm still only sitting 65 kilos.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm still growing into the weight, and I'm 6'2". I'm starting to get stronger, but I'm still not full blown lightweight yet. It'll take me another probably a year to grow into the weight properly and start. I feel like you need to struggle to make weight.
Yeah.
And I'm not struggling yet. Like, it has to be a push, a good struggle and a push to make it. But I'm not doing that yet.
Yeah.
I'm eating what I want, and but we're getting there. Yeah.
It's quite unusual, isn't it, for someone who's 6'2" in boxing to not be struggling for making lightweight. Like,
coming towards the end of the amateurs, I started struggling at 60 kilos. But I think it was more so because it was 5 days in a row. We're going away to competitions in different countries, and you have to weigh in on a Monday, and you're fighting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, provided you keep winning. So it's getting out of the ring, training to make weight. So I started struggling, but the extra kilo and a half has helped me. And I look, like I said, I'm only sitting 65, so it's not. I could push the super feather, but the advantages I have now at lightweight, I'm not going to gain anything else from. It's nearly a disadvantage that lads are going to be so small.
Yeah.
If I go any lower, so I'm just going to mature into the weight, and I'll be campaigning at lightweight for the future anyway. Yeah.
So it's going back to the amateur game. How did you actually get into boxing originally?
I remember we all kids playing on the estate and stuff, and every couple of days, my brother and one of my mates, they were 2 years older than me. I was hanging around with guys who were older than me, and they used to go missing, say on a Tuesday and a Thursday, for 2 or 3 hours, and I used to be saying to my ma, I was a little mess around the road, and I used to saying to me, ma, where's my brother gone? She never told me. And the boxing club wasn't far from where I lived, and one day I followed them, and they were in the boxing club, and then I obviously plagued me ma, she brought me down, and ever since then I was 6 years of age, sparring 14, 15 year olds, because you had to be, I think at the time in Nice Boxing Club you had to be 8 or 9 to join. But they took me in at 6, and I was sparring 12, 13-year-olds, and I remember they had their groin guards on, and I'd be hitting their groin guards. That's how small I was. So I just took it up from there, and then realised that I had something.
Yeah.
And kept going with it. Yeah.
Are any of those people still boxing? That.
My brother was one of them. My brother was Nace's first All-Ireland champion in 25 years. Mm-hmm. He gave it up when he was 17. He's 2 years older than I am. And yeah, a couple of me, it was all mates who were older than me, all boxed, but I'm not sure any of them box anymore. Mm. I think when they got to 18, women and booze took over, and you know what happens to 90% of people. But yeah, no, I stuck at it.
Yeah. What made you stick at it? Like, was it purely just you saw your ability and your potential in it, or was it just that boxing just was your life? Like, and I mean, that's the road that you saw yourself going down.
Yeah, it was half that as well. It was my ability. Obviously, if I didn't have the talent and the ability I had, I couldn't have stuck at it. But I realised at a young age that I had the talent. But I think talent gets you so far. But with a lot of people, it's just sticking at it. I know a lot of lads that could have been more talented than me in the amateurs and grew up with me on the Irish team, and just get to 18, 19, and like I said, life takes over. Women, money, drink, nights out, that all takes over. And I think it's just sticking with it and showing up every day, showing up on the bad days. Yeah, I'll get weeks and days that you don't want to do it, you don't like training, but it's just showing up. And also as well, going through school, I never really took to school, or never really college, where I grew up, where it wasn't really an option. No one really, everyone, it was just if you finish school, you go and get a job afterwards, and if you don't finish school, you just go, you work on a site, or you get a trade, or college was never really spoke about, you know, so I never really, that was never really an option. Mm-hmm. So boxing was kind of a way out as well, you know, and I obviously realised there was money to be made in it, and so that's why it's half money and half love for the sport, I suppose. Yeah. Probably 75% money. Yeah, no.
And then when you become a world champion, then it'll be all money then.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Well, that's why. Look, it is. There is money to be made, but it's half bit. Professional boxing, especially, is a business. Amateur boxing is love of the sport, and
politics.
Politics is right, yeah. But
there was a survey done last year. Not last year. Year before last year. In the amateur. Basically, every amateur boxing club had to basically vote on what they felt was the worst thing going on in amateur boxing in Ireland, and 73% said politics. Like,
yeah, but all these clubs that are saying this is all working with each other and all that. You know what I mean? It's the same with everybody in the world knows that World Boxing and AIBA is corrupt, but it's top guys in the AIBA who have a corrupt. You know what I mean? And these guys they all know it's corrupt, but when there's money involved and stuff, you know, I've seen it firsthand out in tournaments in Russia. And when you go out to Russia at European schoolboys, juniors, youth games, there's no media coverage there. There's nothing. They can do anything. I've seen a Russian losing 5 fights in a row and winning the European gold medal.
Yeah.
Like he lost. It was 2014 European Championships in Zagreb, and this Russian guy, weight above me, he was. Lost 5 fights and he won the gold medal. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just, but
people wonder why BBC aren't getting coverage for World Championships and that, because you're just watching.
But nobody wants to see that, do they? Like,
yeah,
you know
that's
what I
mean. Like no one wants to see anyone get robbed.
I don't watch amateur boxing anymore. No. I wouldn't go to the stadium and watch amateur boxing. I just fell out. That's why I turned over. Half the reason I fell out of love with it. It was always my main goal was to turn pro, but the reason I went so early is because I just fell out of love with amateur boxing, like, you know. So I wouldn't watch it anymore. It's just it's not nice to see lads putting 8 weeks into camps and just
no. It's always worth
through no fault of their own. They're being robbed, you know. So look,
through agendas and whatnot. So what was the real time or the moment you thought, right, I'm going to turn pro now?
Michael Conlan losing in the Olympics. I went. I trained with them the whole way up, and I lost in the Irish Senior Championships to David Oliver. That was for Olympic qualifiers, and we weren't sure if Davey was was going into the seniors because of APB at the time. We entered and me and Davey fought. He beat me on a split decision. He went to qualifiers and then qualified, but I was called up to the squad to train and prepare the team for the Olympics. So I was training with them the whole way up, sparring Michael, sparring all these guys going to the Olympics, and I seen the work that he put in.
Yeah.
He was after winning a world gold medal, European gold medal, and I seen the work he put in. And then I watched the fight and he destroyed Nikitin and just got beat, like I said, corruption. So I just said it was either never box again or go pro, you know what I mean, because I wasn't going to go back to that. So yeah, there was bits up in the high performance in Dublin. I felt like I should have been selected for teams that I wasn't picked for. I felt like I was better than guys who were going away on trips that I should have been going on, and I was being overlooked. So it was just the right time for me to go. But when I turned, then I got a couple of offers to go back. Oh, we need a 60 kilo, but the decision was made, you know.
Yeah. It's gas now when you see, you know, some when Katie Taylor was an amateur, and she was always in the same weight category, and there was never anyone in a weight category. And now that she's left, you see all these girls now going into this category, and they're all winning world championships and all this stuff. And they're all like, "Where were you when Katie Taylor?"
Shows you the level Katie's at, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, miles ahead. Yeah. But
yeah, so in terms of when you were turning over pro, how did you get in contact with MTK, and what made you come over to train with Pete Taylor here in Coliseum?
I better give Ian Timms a shout out on this. Ian Timms is a good mate of mine, and I actually contacted Ian straight away after I got beaten by David Oliver. I was on the way home in the car. My brother was driving and I was in the back of the car after being beaten on a split decision. I texted Timsy and I said, I want to go pro. And he was all for it, but he obviously said, make sure when you go, there's no going back, you know. So you're only, I think it was 20 at the time, you're only 20, make sure this is what you want to do, blah, blah, blah. I'll put you in contact. So I said, yeah, this is what I want to do. He put me in contact. I had a phone call with MTK, and 6 months I put it off for. I didn't know whether to make the jump. I was a bit nervous, and I was only 20, and I was like, will I, won't I? And then 6 months later, then I just trained, didn't box, didn't fight, compete for 6 months. I actually think just before I turned in, I went to the Haringey Box Cup. I said, look, I'll just fight this and see what happens. I went to the Haringey Box Cup, and I won 3 fights over there. Won senior 60 kilos elite and gold medal, and won best boxer award. And then I said, look, I'm not staying, I'm going pro. So rang Ian again, put me in contact, and just went from there, yeah. And then MTK put me in contact with Pete. Pete was only after taking on, it was actually funny, Pete was after taking on Sean Turner first, and Davey he took on. Davey was my last amateur fight in Ireland. So I was a bit apprehensive at the time. I said, oh Davey's training with him, but then we went up, and Davey was my mate from the Irish High Performance. So me, Pete and Davey clicked, and then that was my first time to meet Sean, and me and Sean clicked as well, and it was just just felt right. So Pete's been training me ever since. Yeah.
What's that like training with Dave? And because people always say almost use both your names all the time. You look at the rankings in lightweight. I know that Dave probably won't be fighting at lightweight, but even in lightweight rankings, you were very close together. Yeah. And people almost think it's inevitable that he'll probably fight in the pros.
We'll never fight.
Do you don't think you'll ever?
Nah, we'll never fight.
Unless he went to, or you went to different trainer.
I don't think even if that happened, we're at different stages of our careers.
Yeah.
And we're both very good mates. So coach doesn't really matter. I think just Davey's 10 years older than I am, and he's pushing on. He's fighting for this European title. As well as that, now he's fighting at featherweight. I'm lightweight, so he's 2 weight class below me now. But yeah, no. Davey's. Do you want to wait? Yeah. Yeah, all right, man.
Just cut that out. Just cut it out. Yeah, go on there.
Yeah, Davey's 2 weight classes below me now, so that's one reason. But yeah, we're at different stages. I'm only starting off. I've 10 years experienced the game. Davey's 10 years ahead of me in the game, so Davey's an old man as well. I couldn't be doing that to him, you know. Pointing an old man, but no. No. Look, we'll never. Me and Davey.
Give me a scenario, right?
Yeah.
Either you, or so let's just say Dave is IBF world champion in lightweight, and you've worked yourself up rounds, and now you're called as mandatory 30 days for purse bids. What would you do?
Oh, I'm not pulling out. We'll leave that one to Davey. Vacate. Yeah. Then we'll have to get it on, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure MTK would do it. I'm sure they'd take it in different paths.
Different paths, yeah. No, we'll never fight.
No. So in terms of the fights that you're going to have now in 29th of March in Belfast.
That's first of the year, yeah.
Yeah. Is there there's no sign of opponent at the moment?
No. We were chasing a fight. We were chasing an 8-round title fight. There was, like I say, every time there was a couple of offers made and stuff, but we couldn't secure a fight for the BOI Celtic title, and the Irish lightweight title was just fought for. I don't know if that's vacant now, but I kind of put it on the BOI that there has to be a mandatory call for that. I think, like, to look at British boxing, the Lonsdale belt is prestigious, you know. People want, and they're ordering fights for it, and there's purse bids for it. But in Ireland, that lightweight belt was vacant for how long, you know? And then a super featherweight can just step up and fight for it against a guy who's ranked 8th, and I'm here ranked 2nd or 3rd for the last 2 years, calling for fights, and they can't be made. So I think it's time.
The rankings as they stand as of this morning, it's actually mad now. Like, if you listen to it now, like, it's just right. So it's Fergal McCrory obviously is the champion.
Right.
Okay. Rank number 1 is Stephen Ormond.
Yeah. Well, Steve's at a different stage now as well. He doesn't want to fight for Irish title.
But this is even funnier. Stephen, who lost to Paul's 2nd. Right. So
Stephen didn't lose to Paul though.
Yeah, well, you know.
We all know that.
Do you know what I mean? Like if we're talking strictly like right. So it goes Steve, and then it goes Paul, then it goes Ray Moyla, then it goes Dave, and then it goes you. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit all over the place.
It is, yeah.
You know, because I can tell you now, nothing against Fergal, but I know Fergal wasn't in that top 5 before.
Fergal doesn't beat any of that top 5.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Like anyone but any of them top 5 below him, the 4 below him, all be Fergal, you know. And that's no disrespect to Fergal. He's a super featherweight. Yeah. That's what weight he is, you know. And
you can't really hold anything against Carl, because Carl obviously was going to take the fight no matter what, like, you know. And
I think if Carl beat Fergal, Carl would have fought me for that Irish title.
Yeah.
And
was there talks of you fighting before that?
There was, and it was just it actually went as far as money and person.
Yeah.
Carl said he wasn't earning enough. Jay said he wasn't earning enough because it was a fight he wouldn't win, and knew he wouldn't win.
Right.
Which I respect their honesty as well, you know. So they wanted a payday because they knew they weren't going to win the fight. So that's fair enough. But I know Carl's a warrior, and Carl's a good mate to win as well. And if he had won that belt, I think he would have fought me for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know Fergal's stance on it now, whether it's vacated or not. But I have put a bit of pressure on the BO. I think there should be fights made. Obviously Stephen's ranked 1, but Stephen doesn't want to step back down and fight for the Irish title. But if Fergal's not going to, he needs to defend or vacate, you know, and let someone else fight for it.
I don't think he has vacated. I can't imagine he would at this moment, like, because you know the BUI have very high links with the WBA, and they have a relationship with the WBC. So I can't see him. You look at James Townsend. He won the Irish title against Deck, and then immediately was put in international fight with WBA, and then given a world title shot. You know?
Well, look, it's a clever move if you use it as a stepping stone. And but is he? I can't see him campaigning it lightweight as well. He's not.
Yeah.
I don't think Fergal McCrory is a lightweight. I don't think you can. Fair play to him. He stepped up to lightweight and beat Carl, but levels, you know. Levels.
So you mostly just want to fight for the Irish title, regardless of who it is, like.
Yeah, I'd love to just be able to say I was an Irish champion as an amateur and as a professional.
Yeah.
But like I said, this fight in the 29th of March is to get me here up and running. 6-round fight, and then if I can't get an Irish title fight for my next fight, I'm going on to bigger and better things,
Yeah.
you know, whether or not.
Yeah. It's one of those difficult positions, isn't it? Because once you go up a level, you can't go back down.
And yeah, exactly. You know, like if we step up and if I fight for an IBF European title, let's say, or blah blah blah, whatever, if I win that, I'm not going to step back down and fight domestic. I would just, as this year, I would like to use it as a learning year, and to kind of clear up domestically who was the best lightweight, you know. Yeah. And then step on to bigger and better things. But if I can't do that, then I'm going to step on anyway. Yeah. It would be nice to be a national champion as both an amateur and professional, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I know I'm going to go on to bigger and better, and some guys, if Carl would have won that Irish title, it would have been his world title, you know, and maybe, I don't know what Fergal's goals are, but that could be his be all and end all of his career. I'm not sure what that's
well, if the fight is going to be on a bigger show,
yeah, of course.
It's not, you know, it'll
be TV exposure, it'll be build up, it'll be press conference, you know,
it'll be IFL,
it'll be something, and they'll get a good payday maybe as well. Yeah. But look, if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. At the end of last year, I was pushing for it, I wanted it, but if it can't be made, look, it can't be made. Yeah. It's so prestigious as well, the people that have won it. You've got Andy Lee, Tyson Fury, Frankie Gavin. There's a great list of fighters that have won it, and it's just great to be able to say you're the champion of your country, you know. Yeah. And I'd love to be able to, but look, like I said, I know I'm going to go on to bigger and better, so. Yeah.
So at the moment, obviously, you're still kind of learning as a pro because there's a transition there. But once you've got past this point now over the year where you're looking to push on and hit for maybe European titles, rankings in the top 15 in the world, is there anyone in particular that's on your radar in those governing bodies at all that you would like to be fighting, stylistically even, maybe?
As far as this year, I think it's going to be, I'd like to use it as a transition year. Like I said, I'd like to, last year I was gaining experience. I went from 4 to 6 to 8. I ended last year at my first 8 rounder. Now it's about transition and gaining experience. I fought an 8 rounder, but it lasted a minute and a half. I need to be in the trenches in an 8 rounder. After 6 rounds, going, fuck, like, this guy's putting it on me, an experienced guy who's going to lean, put it on me, tough guy, you know. I need one of them, maybe 2 of them, and then start pushing on. And I'd like to, like I said, clear up the domestic scene. But yeah, coming towards the end of the year, I want to be pushing on for a ranking belt. There's nobody on my radar that I would like to call out, but whoever has them belts, and obviously Patera has that EBU belt, and that's very prestigious as well. I'd love that. I'd love to win that EBU belt, and obviously don't think I'm ready for Patera right now, but coming towards the end of the year, I think that would be a fight that I'd like. Yeah.
So there's no one in particular on your radar. So with lightweight now at the moment, you've got Mikey Garcia, who's the WBC, who's obviously moving up
and fighting Spence.
Yeah, I can't imagine he's going to stay up there now. But
no, he'll probably move back down. But
by the way, how do you see that fight going anyway?
Spence is just solid. Spence is one of my favourites, probably top 3 pound for pound for me. Yeah. So I see him beating Mikey Garcia and beating Crawford too. I just think Spence is just solid, just does the basics right. He's big, isn't he? He's good.
Mikey as well,
I like Spence. So I think Spence beats him and Crawford as well.
Yeah, I suppose weight classes exist for a reason, don't they? Really.
Yeah, I think Crawford will be a tougher fight than Garcia, but
of course,
I think he's just a bit he's a bit wild. I think Spence is just solid, compact. Yeah. Just really good, yeah. But look, what do I know? I don't
know. So that's WBC, and then actually Luke Campbell's mandatory for that.
Luke Campbell is he?
Is mandatory for WBC, yeah. So he doesn't not sure if Mikey Garcia is going to vacate it or come back.
I actually learn a lot off Luke Campbell. I watch all his fights.
Yeah. But surprisingly, he doesn't watch anyone fight. doesn't watch any fights.
Does he not know?
Doesn't watch any. No, he's been asked about it all the time, and he says, "I don't watch it. I don't try to learn from anyone."
Just does himself.
Just comes in and meets his trainer.
Yeah? Yeah, Luke is he's kind of like me. He's tall, southpaw, so I've learned a lot of him. He does the basics right, so I learn off him a lot.
So he's not mandatory for that. Then you have WBA, so that's going to be Crawler against Lomachenko. And then you have your IBF that was freed up after Mikey Garcia vacated it, and then your WBO then as well.
There's a guy, Ghanaian guy, is it? I actually only came across him last week. I didn't even know he held the belt, is it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. No, sorry. So Lomachenko has the WBA and the WBO.
Yeah. An IBF then this guy has one.
Yeah, so basically Pedraza beat Bertrand, Ray Bertrand for the WBO, and then Pedraza then fought Lomachenko. So Lomachenko has the 2 belts. So
Lomachenko can keep his belt. I don't want his belt. I'll wait till he retires.
It's funny because it's even when I spoke to Jack before, he's the one guy that no boxer's ever afraid of anyone, but he's just the one guy.
Like boxers,
it's not that they're afraid. It's just that he's just so good.
Fighter's mentality is always, I'll fight him. But look, nobody wants any Lomachenko. Fair play to Anthony Crawler, because fuck me. He's just and it's not even. It's this thing making people quit on their stools. It's just he just breaks people's will, doesn't he? He just can't hit him. He's hitting you back, and I don't think he's a massive puncher, but he's solid and hitting hard all the time. You can't hit him. He's just he's a different class, isn't he? Different level.
I think if you want to look at a poster boy for a lad who's moving through a weight class but not taking anything, because you can see he's visibly small and everything, and he's not stopping him or overpowering him, and he's having to change the way he fights a little bit as he goes through the weight classes, where there's other fighters who come through the weight classes and keeping their speed, keeping their power, increasing their stamina, and they're not changing any wrinkles or adding any wrinkles to the game, but so there's any of them that if you had to dream fight, any of them that you'd be looking to fight?
No, look, like I said, Lomachenko can keep his belts, but after that now, I trust my team, and I have belief in what I can do and my ability, so I think just keep taking the right steps at the right time. I'm not going to think about world title fights yet, because I think I'm 2 years off a world title, 3 years maybe, so by the time I'm up there, the champions are going to be completely different, aren't they? And Lomachenko will probably be fucking light heavyweight champion, but at that stage he's moving up the weights quick, isn't he, and winning them titles. But no, when I'm ready for world titles, I think the champions will all be different, won't they? And everybody's on a different path. So look, when I'm ready, I'll be ready, and when my time comes right, I'll know. Right,
well, that's grand. Well, thanks very much for your time.
No problem. Cheers for coming.
I should be there on the 29th.
Deadly.
In with the media, so I might be speaking to you after the fight.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Yeah, so really appreciate your time.
Cheers for coming up, man.
Good luck on the 29th.
So.
Alright.